Hello and welcome to the Den. I wanted to make a quick video going over a few things for those prepping for leagues tomorrow. This video will go over the following: my relic choices and why, my plans, goals, and etc. for leagues, and resources for people getting into leagues, including my route for 4,000 points roughly in the first 10 hours or so of playing leagues, along with some helpful callouts for people and a few other odds and ends. If you're just here for the route, it's going to be the very top of the description, so just go ahead and just grab it. Don't feel bad, just leave a like, subscribe if you do want to watch future videos, and a comment saying TY for route. But anyways, let's get into it. So let's just go from left to right. So I have Excavator, which is a no-brainer, Golden Footed and Farming Frenzy, Assassin's Insight, Production Master, Clue Connoisseur, Barbarism, Perfectionist, and Specialist. This is what all these I'm hard set on, so let's go over why I have both of these two selected. Essentially, it's just going to come down to tasks. So for Golden Footed, if there are high XP related tasks, and there's no task related to agility, like complete 1,000 Anachronia laps that will give me those XP goals, then Golden Footed is going to be the best long-term option for me because my goals are so high. But Farming Frenzy is going to be probably what I recommend for most people, as it's just easy for early game. But for me, Golden Footed is probably going to be what I take depending on the task, which gets released 2 hours before Leagues drops. Assassin's Insight, it just sounds more fun to me. I think all three of these are valid in their own ways. Assassin's Insight offers teleports that can't be accessed any other way, really, with teleporting the monster specifically, but it does have the least amount of teleports between the gang, so I could be talked into any of these, but right now I'm leaning Assassin's Insight. Production Master versus Clue. This has been probably one I've fought with myself for the most amount of time. Production Master to me is something I want to use because it sounds fun, and I really wanted to use it with Banker's Note, but honestly it just does not work with enough stuff, and I'm really depressed about that, honestly. A little bit disappointed. But right now it's just going to come down to XP tasks. If there are 200 mil XP tasks for skills, then I'm probably going to go Production Master. If there's 120 level XP tasks and stuff, then this becomes kind of up in the air for me. And then it just comes down to how many clue related tasks are there. So in past leagues, overall, clues have had a very high value task amount, as in like they had so many points locked behind them. The last leagues actually is the first time where that didn't actually happen, and they backtracked a lot of those clue requirements. So it really just comes down to tasks. So I'll know as leagues drops, because I'll be going through the task manually when they drop 2 hours before, and know these decisions. But right now I'm leaning towards Clue Connoisseur. I'd say it's like an 80% chance for Golden Footed and 80% chance for Clue Connoisseur. That's where I'm leaning towards right now. And then I'm going to go melee build. It just sounds fun. Necro's probably what I'm going to recommend for like 90% of players, but Barbarism, it just sounds fun to me. I've done plenty of Necro. Range and Mage are just garbage. I could make a whole rant video about some of the combat stuff that they're doing in this leagues. But anyways, Perfectionist, really good. I want Banker's Note to do well. I just don't. On RS3, it just doesn't have enough use cases, so Perfectionist is just cheat code for once you get tier 7. And then Specialist. So again, I wouldn't recommend most people go Specialist. I'm going to go Specialist because it sounds fun, but I'd recommend either of these other two. But because of my skill level in the game and going melee in general, Specialist is what I'm going to go. So I'm hoping to have lots of fun with this one. The prayer one I think is going to be good for a lot of people coming from old school. I don't think it's necessarily the best by any means. I don't hate it as much as Wazzy does, but I'd say Ascension's like the most brain dead pick. Like if you just want to do DPS and you want a very good pick you're not going to feel bad about, it's definitely Ascension. Yeah, but Specialist is a lot more effort, so I don't actually recommend that on a lot of people, but I'm going to go hard for it. So anyways, let's get to the next thing. So my goals for this leagues is 1, to create a lot of content for it. I will be streaming it literally every day, hoping to make a daily video as well, and I will also be going for top 100, which right now looks extremely painful. I think rank 1 for me isn't possible, as it will require completing all tasks, which just isn't feasible in a month, which is all the time I have off for work. All tasks is looking like well over 100k points based on Dragon Tier requiring completing 55% of tasks in total. So yeah, you can kind of do the math there. It's going to be a lot of tasks. I'm expecting Tier 5 on day 1 and Tier 7 by day 3 is my current goals. And Dragon Tier trophy around probably sometime next week, which I think is currently possible based on my plans. So now let's get into some of the resources I have for you all today. So the first thing I want to go over is my route. So I'm just going to provide a paste bin to it. What this allows you to do is just full on copy and paste it to something like a editor of some sort of text editor, and then what you can do as you run through these is you can just go ahead and delete them as you work through it. So this is what I've done every other leagues. It's very useful. You don't have to do it like this, but this is currently what I'm gonna be doing when I run through leagues. I also do have like an Excel sheet, but I can't share the Excel sheet. There's just too much other information in it, but that is how the task list was created and how I have this total number of points. But I can't share all this. It just has too much other data that I do not want to share publicly yet. So this will be the #1 resource for you, and it will just be a paste bin in the description. You just go to the URL and you'll be good to go. My goal is to have a more defined route going into Monday, but given with the limited time that we have, I just want to get this one out first, and I'm aiming to have 5k points very, very easily ironed out. Another call out for great resource is going to be the RuneScape League's Discord. This has lots of resources. We're at I think we're over 1,000 people now in the server. And one thing specifically I want to showcase is the League Task site. League Task site was a site created by Mist, another person that I've been working with really closely with building out plan, and they have this tool that allows you to kind of easily set up task and a plan for you. So it's really nice. I highly recommend it if you're looking for some visual tool to help plan things out, and it'll be updated with the new tasks as they come in Monday. Some other fantastic resources are going to be community based. So I'm thinking in-game clans. So every single time I do leagues on Oldschool, I always end up finding a new temporary home in the form of friends chats or clans itself. So I'm just going to recommend trying to find one. There's a lot of resources to try and find a clan. I'm going to put a few on screen right about now of clans that you can guest in, friends chat, stuff like that that you can use. And then other communities inside of RuneScape. So we have multiple people that are going to be streaming leagues constantly. That's where I'd start. Honestly, just find a community while you're doing leagues. It'll make it a lot more enjoyable, and you'll have a lot more resources available to you. And then for my final tip before you go into leagues, I just want to showcase that the first non-wilderness flash event that anyone can really do is going to be on the 2nd hour after leagues drop. So be prepared for that. That is an event everyone should be doing right off the bat if you can, and then hopefully you start unlocking combat, and then it allows you to do a lot more of the wilderness flash events. But anyways, I'm hoping the route was useful for everyone. This isn't quite the quality of video I like making, but we don't really have enough time for more effort right now. So good luck on leagues. I'll see you in game. I will be streaming all day Monday, counting an hour on the RuneScape official channel. So I will see you there. Till next time, bye.